So, firstly, I'm kind of a recent Beast Wars fan. Like, before I watched it, I thought, I mean, I've heard it's great, but I'm sure it's, it's all right. I was wrong. It's amazing. You guys did a great job. I just want to say that first.
Well, thank you.
A bit of a silly question for David and Richard. Even though your lines for Rhinox ended up going unused, did you ever get Richard's approval or his blessing to voice the character?
Well, let me ask you, Richard. If
no, you can't do it. I don't want you to do it. I'm sorry.
These famous characters come up in different franchises, and we all have experienced it. And it wasn't a recast. They really weren't even. It was just absolute coincidence that I was even there. There was no relationship to the fact that I was in Beast Wars at all to why I was cast in the movie. So, yeah. Thank you for. Well, you said no, so I can't do it again, unfortunately.
I mean, basically, I remember a particular series in which an actor was cast. He did 3 episodes. They decided he was not right. And so they brought me in, and I re-recorded those 3 episodes and then went on to do about 50 more. Somebody's going to do it.
Yeah.
And in fact, the folks at Paramount decided not to talk to or engage the people who had originated those voices, and that was their choice. They're producing the movie. And David made money.
There you go.
And he's going to buy us nice presents.
All right, I got to run to my hotel. Thank you.
Thank you.
No, I remember I was second choice for about 3 different shows that I can remember that stick out. And after about 3 or 4 episodes, they went, can you give me a voice for that? And I remember doing this, and the guy goes, yes, I'll give you a voice. And I gave him the voice, and the guy goes, right, that's the voice. 3 times I was not hired, and then 6 weeks into recording, I got a call and got hired 6 weeks later to replace the show after 6 weeks, because they did great on the audition, but couldn't pull through on a full length, and that was it happens sometimes. It's crushing when it does happen, but it happens. Yes, sir.
Well, first of all, Garry, I love you as Optimus Primal and Optimus Prime. I really hope that you get to reprise your role one of these days. That would just be great. Also, David, as someone who got introduced to the franchise with Prime, I really enjoy your performance as Shockwave, and I'm so glad that you got to be my introduction to that character. But my question for all 3 of you is, what made Beast Wars special to you, like you personally?
Again?
What made Beast Wars special to you?
I'll tell you, my little brother, my younger brother, he's not so little, was part of the 1950s polio wave. So he lives in a wheelchair. And the first time I went to a Transformers convention, the number of folks that I saw with physical challenges who see this show as a dream. Oh, here I go.
Oh, there he goes.
That touched me deeply, having lived with my younger brother for all that time. You never know, how important something is going to be. I was quite, I have still, obviously, am quite taken with how much the show means to people.
What gets me is that, what did I do, 7 episodes of this? And you still want to talk to me? I'm really honored and thrilled that this character had so much impact in such a short amount of time, and the fans have meant a lot to me over the years, this fandom in particular. I'm getting all choked up too.
Well, it's the same thing. I have no idea how much of an impact that what we do would have on people, and how many people, it's sort of molded their lives. And the one thing I've often thought is that in this day and age, we have so few positive role models for males and females. We have so many blurred lines between good and bad. It's always nice to have an archetypal kind of role model that you can say, that's what I want to be. And that changed my life, and that changed.
See, we're all a bunch of sensitive wimps here, you know?
I'm sorry.
But maybe that's what makes us do the thing that we do, because it feels like it's important.
We've met collectively tens of thousands of you guys that cared about the show, and it hits you. You know?
Yeah.
It gets you. It just gets you.
Because we do. I mean, basically, you show up at the studio and you're doing a job, and then it becomes something totally hugely else, and that it shakes you to the core. It really does. So we are grateful to you.
Thank you.
For sure.
Hello, it is great to meet you guys. This is probably one of my favorite shows. The Beast Wars was what I originally grew up with. And I'll get to my question in just a minute. I was always wondering, like, Hasbro stepped away. You guys were going into something brand new, something fresh, not out of the book. Like, Beast Wars was going into animated by the computer, wasn't hand-drawn. You guys represented the next step in a phase where Transformers was evolving, and it was just inspirational that you guys were able to be a part of this.
Thank you.
And my question is looking back, did you think like this was going to be like your one moment in time where you would say, this is probably not how I'm going to be remembered, but as long as this happens, I know that I made my mark in history as one of the greatest actors of the Transformers franchise?
We can't say we're one of the great. I would never say that about myself. I'm one of the greatest actors.
Somebody else can say it about us if they want to, but we can't.
We can't say it about ourselves. But no, I don't think any of us really thought. We didn't know what to think. We were just playing the parts, and we didn't know what would become of this show.
No.
Like we said before, you show up and you do the best job you can because that's your own personal pride. And then if that becomes something other, it's a wonderful surprise and a real gift. But like I say, like we have said, the fact that this is still alive and well 27 years after its inception is that to me is amazing.
Couldn't have imagined, that's for sure.
But it's the writing. It's certainly the writing. And it's certainly the direction, the beautiful and wonderful Sue Blue. Mm-hmm. And then, a bunch of actors who really wanted to do a good job.
Well, thank you guys for your time.
Thank you.